Hi guys, I am back with the second half of chapter 11. I'm on page 178, the second paragraph in. Days pass, time ticks away, seconds click forward like dominoes toppling in a line. Every day the heat gets worse and worse. It creeps through the streets of Portland, festers in the dumpsters, makes the city smell like a giant armpit. The walls sweat and the trolleys cough and shudder, and every day people gather in front of the municipal buildings, praying for a brief blast of cold air whenever the mechanized doors swoosh open because a regulator or politician or guard has to go in and out. I have to give up my runs. The last time I do a full loop outside, I find that my feet carry me down to Monument Square past the governor. The sun is a high white haze, all the buildings cut sharply against the sky like a series of metal teeth. By the time I make it to the statue, I'm panting, exhausted, and my head is spinning. When I grab the governor's arm and swing myself up into the statue's base, the metal burns underneath my hand and the world seesaws crazily, light zigzagging everywhere. I'm dimly aware that I should go inside, out of the heat, but my brain is all foggy, and so there I go, poking my fingers around the hole in the governor's cupped fist. I don't know what I'm looking for. Alex already told me that the note he'd left for me months ago must have turned to pulp by now. My fingers come out sticky, pieces of melting gum stringing between my thumb and forefinger, but still I root around. And then I feel it slide between my fingers, cool and crisp, folded in a square. A note. I'm half delirious as I open it, but I still don't really expect it to be from him. My hands begin to shake as I read. Lena, I'm so sorry. Please forgive me. Alex. I don't remember the run home, and my aunt finds me later, half passed out in the hallway, murmuring to myself. She has to put me in a bathtub full of ice to get my temperature down. When I finally come to, I can't find the note anywhere. I realize I must have dropped it and feel half relieved and half disappointed. That evening we read that the time and temperature building registered 102 degrees, the hottest day on record for summer so far. My aunt forbids me to run outside for the rest of the summer. I don't put up a fight. I don't trust myself. Can't be sure my feet won't lead me down to the governor, to East End Beach, to the labs. I receive a new date for the evaluations and spend my evenings in front of the mirror rehearsing my answers. My aunt insists on accompanying me to the labs again, but this time I don't see Hannah. I don't see anyone I recognize. Even the 4 evaluators are different. Floating oval faces, different shades of brown and pink, two-dimensional like shaded drawings. I am not afraid this time. I don't feel anything. I answer all the questions exactly as I should. When I am asked to give my favorite color, for just the briefest, tiniest of seconds, my mind flashes on a sky the color of polished silver, and I think I hear a word. Gray. Whispered quietly into my ear. I say blue, and everyone smiles. I say, I'd like to study psychology and social regulation. I say, I like to listen to music, but not too loudly. I say, the definition of happiness is security. Smiles, smiles, smiles all around, a room full of teeth. After I'm done, as I am leaving, I think I see a shifting shadow, a flicker in my peripheral vision. I glance up quickly at the observation deck. Of course, it's empty. 2 days later, we receive the results of my boards, all passes, and my final score, 8. My aunt hugs me, the first time she's hugged me in years. My uncle pats me on the shoulder awkwardly and gives me the largest piece of chicken at dinner. Even Jenny looks impressed. Gracie rams the top of her head into my leg 1, 2, 3 times, and I step away from her, tell her to stop fussing. I know she's upset that I'll be leaving her. But that's life, and the sooner she gets used to it, the better. I receive my approved matches, too, a list of 4 names and statistics, age, scores, interests, recommended career path, salary projections, printed neatly on a white sheet of paper with the Portland City crest at its top. At least Andrew Marcus isn't on it. I recognize only one name. Chris McDonald. He has bright red hair and teeth that stick out like a rabbit's. I only know him because once when I was playing outside last year with Gracie, he started chanting, "There goes the retard in the orphan." And without really thinking about what I was doing, I scooped up a rock from the ground and turned around and hurled it in his direction. I caught him on the temple. For a second his eyes crossed and uncrossed. He lifted his fingers to his head, and when he pulled them away, they were dark with blood. For days afterward, I was terrified to go out. Terrified I'd be arrested and thrown in the crypts. Mr. McDonald owned a tech services firm and was a volunteer regulator besides. I was convinced he would come after me for what I'd done to his son. Chris McDonald, Phineas Johnston, Edward Wung, Brian Scharf. I stare at the names for so long that the letters rearrange themselves into nonsense words, into baby babble. Gone crap, just fine, won't spill, pick Chris sharp things. In mid-July, when my procedure is only 7 weeks away, it's time to make my decision. I rank my choices arbitrarily, inserting numbers next to names. Phineas Johnson, 1. Chris McDonald, 2. Brian Scharf, 3. Edward Wong, 4. The boys will be submitting their rankings too. The evaluators will do their best to match preferences. 2 days later, I received the official notification. I will be spending the rest of my life with Brian Scharf, whose hobbies are watching the news and fantasy baseball, and who plans to work in the Elections Guild, and who can someday expect to make $45,000, a salary that should support 2 to 3 kids. I'll be pledged to him before I begin Regional College of Portland in the fall. When I graduate, we'll be married. At night, I sleep dreamlessly. In the mornings, I wake to fog.